Hello once again, Star Wars Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. And before we get to the unboxing here that we have, I did want to share a little bit of news. And there are a lot of great Star Wars collecting news sites out there, but I thought I would just, lay my own 2 cents in here. And we have the new with the Mandalorian Season 3 now coming out. Hasbro has, and StarWars.com, they have, not just Hasbro, but other companies as well, have got their, product release thing, Mando Mondays now. And so they have, announced a bunch of things. There's great household items and things of that nature that are there. But of course, most of us collectors are mostly interested in the toys and what toys are coming out that they have announced officially. So with the first episode airing last week, they have, at the time of this recording, they are, we're 2 episodes in at this point. Loving it so far, just doing great. So we are in the process now of basically going through and just saying, all right, let's see what do they have available. So I wanted to just quickly talk about some of the toys that are coming out. The first thing that they kind of were really touting was the Mission Fleet. Mando's N1 Starfighter. So, Mission Fleet, for those who don't know, that is the slightly smaller, I would guess maybe 2 inches or slightly less than 2 inches or about 2-inch figures, standard size figures. And they will be, they will include vehicles and playsets and things of that nature. Hasbro always trying new things, and I do applaud that and appreciate it. Definitely something. I picked up a few of them early on, and then I stopped. I said, you know what, this is not really something I'm into. I mean, it's great. I mean, they're, posable, similar 5 POA figures like the original, but they're smaller, and I just don't want to, sacrifice room and space for a whole new set. Even though, they do come with a lot more vehicles. Hasbro seems to be making less and less of, 3 3/4-inch vehicles, but what are you going to do? But the mission, I will say that the Mission Fleet N1 Starfighter is pretty cool. I can't lie. It's a pretty cool ship. I'm just really hoping that they come up with a 3 3/4-inch. I mean, they released the N1 Starfighter in its yellow paint scheme for Episode 1. So it's not like they can't do it. Obviously, they'd have to modify it, and it looks like it's got a little bit more, meat on the bones, so to speak. This new one, but still, I think they can do it. I hope they do. Fingers crossed. We'll wait and see. Maybe in Celebration they'll make an announcement. I know there's a Hasbro and Star Wars indie panel, so we'll see what happens. So then the main part of the rest of the toy release announcements was essentially Book of Boba Fett retro figures, which I love. I'm a big fan of them, and I'm giddy. I'm excited for these. I think that they're really cool. I collect them carded, and they come with this last episode. We had, I guess it was the, my God, my mind just went blank as to which ones they were. Oh, Andor, right? Andor? No. Oh, no. We got regular Andor figures. No. Oh, no, they were the Return of the Jedi. They were the Return of the Jedi ones. I'm sorry. But I love the retro figures, and I love lining up. I'm hoping to kind of develop a place to put all of my retro re-release figures next to all of the Mando Season 2, all that stuff. So I'm excited for that, and I really, really hope that we can, that we can see an increase of those things. So there was, of course, Boba Fett and his little tunic. And I think some of these images that you're going to see are, in fact, concepts. Okay, they're not necessarily actual figures. They're just kind of Photoshop concepts, some of them. And there are some, I will say, that are kind of re-releases. Okay, like there's Grogu, and it comes with this pram and a little backpack. And I think that's really meant for, obviously from the Book of Boba Fett, when you see Grogu, he's with Luke. So you kind of get to see that. There was Fennec Shan, I believe, is in there as well. Okay, looking ever so cool. I think the photo setup is a little bit different. I'm looking at trying to remember what they were. I had the pictures taken, but unfortunately the pictures are on my camera on my phone, which is also my camera, so I can't access them. So I was trying to get them here, but I wasn't able to do so. So, but I also know that they also re-released Mandalorian, although this one comes with the Darksaber. So that's kind of enough of a re-release that I'm like, ooh, I think I want to have that. Oh, so we will see. We'll see. I'll probably end up just getting it as a set and just having them ship the whole set. There is also the Cad Bane, which is a fantastic figure. So happy to see that one in there. And I believe the only other one in there is, I'm sorry, there's Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee, which is great because I have a custom one that's been on the channel. And when I get Chrysanthemum, we'll definitely put them side by side and see how they look. And I think the only other one was, I forget if there was a Luke Skywalker. There might have been a Luke Skywalker, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But there definitely was a Tusken Raider. And this one, this one was actually one of my favorites because I loved that it was a slightly different paint scheme. So they darkened up the color. They gave it a robe, different type of robe than the vinyl cape that the original Sandpaper. But it looks like they were definitely using the original Sand Person Tusken Raider face. So these are really cool things. I am excited for them. I am very much a big retro fan. And I feel like these are where they're kind of focusing their energies a little more than Vintage Collection. Doesn't bother me per se. I hope they don't do a lot of more repaints in the Vintage Collection. I kind of wish they would just take a break from it. Shut it down, let people collect what's there, and then go from there. But that's just me. So all in all, I was pretty happy with those announcements. I'm looking forward to seeing when they happen. I think they're all going to be like spring, summer, fall. So who knows when. Speaking of Hasbro, though, we have a Hasbro Pulse box. It's a big box, but don't get your hopes up because it's pretty light. I'm thinking the Black Series, but we'll see. All right, so let's see what we do. I'm trying to actually stay on top of unboxings as opposed to, wait for all of them to come because I've noticed that, they get sent to everybody around this time. So, okay. This is awesome. The Star Wars Cantina. The entire Cantina Band. There's nothing else in here. There is nothing else in there. Oh, this is so cool. All right. Now, do I open it up? Do I unbox it? I have a lot of Cantina Band already unboxed. Maybe I'll just take a peek at one of them. Why don't we do that? Let's just do that. All right, so I am going to break the seal, so I know that'll devalue it in some ways, but that's all right. All right. The nice thing about them being out of the package is that I can put them right back in. Now, what's funny is that the figure themselves, the characters themselves, they're kind of plain, right? There's not a huge amount of variety, right? They're kind of the gray slacks, boots, and black kind of a tunic, right? So, that's pretty much all, and they're all the same, okay? Why is this? Because Rick Baker needed to come in. Lucas wasn't happy with the cantina scene in London, so asked Rick Baker to grab a bunch of things and put together some creatures, and he just grabbed a bunch of stuff that was off of his shelf, including Mr. Alien Head here, and got a bunch of them together. And it was a bunch of the, I don't remember exactly which ones, but it was a bunch of the makeup artists and special effects guys, and they all threw on the masks, and they grabbed makeshift prop instruments, and they just kind of danced around like they were playing, and then Mr. John Williams, the genius that he is, put in the sound. So the Cantina Band is always a favorite of mine. I love this. I love this set. Looks like it comes with, okay, so it looks like we're actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures, which is interesting because there's 7 figures on the box. Am I missing something? 1, 2. Oh wait, no. I lied. One, here's how they look. Comes like this. This one had 2, one on top of each other. So there's 7. So what I do like about this, and I will say this without any hesitation, is that this is the first time we are getting the full, complete 7-member band. Yes, my friends, boys and girls, kiddies, there are 7 members. 7 in the Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes band. Stories have been told where there are only 6. In some cases, I've even seen that there were only 5, but there are in fact 7. So this is the first release of that. Now, the other thing I'll show you in this is just the instrument kind of cases. Now, it looks like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, there's like 2 cases here. This is the instruments, like the little, one of the little boxes, little fanfare, I think this is what they, or the Omnibox, right? So, you can sit him down. He can sit like here. I'll kind of set him up here. I'll sit him down at the foot of this, right? Let me get his. He has to kind of straddle all these articulations. I can't like. Come on, dude. I am thinking that this. Wait, hold on. Let me start this over. Okay. His knees are like. All right, there it is. Okay. So there's one knee. Yeah, the knees don't bend very well. It's kind of weird. I'm not liking the way this guy. I don't even know if he can actually sit. He's almost got to straddle it. It's kind of hard. He's got to straddle this thing like it's almost like he's looking like he's on one of those, those bouncy ball things that you can ride. But, so it's kind of hard for him to fully set that up. But he can set it up pretty well, and do it with a little bit of work. You can get him to be playing the box. So that is cool. I can't remember if this is part of that, if this is a separate one. So all in all, pretty cool stuff. I do not intend. Here's the thing. I have one set of these carded, the Disney ones that came out a couple of years back. I have one set of these loose, sitting up in my loose, little clamshell case collection. And I have it's the only one of the only collector series 12-inch figures that I have kept. I bought one high-end Sideshow version, and then for the remainder, I have essentially just used the collector series from Hasbro, because frankly, they look almost exactly the same. They're obviously, when you really look at them, you see a difference, but that is essentially my set of Cantina Band. So do I need another one? No, but I do enjoy that it's 7, and I do like the instruments. So maybe, seeing as how I can actually take these out of the box, take them out of the package, set them all up, put them back when I'm done, it's nice to be able to have a little bit of wiggle room with this. So I love the set. It's fantastic that it's all 7, plus, yeah, it looks like there's 2 different hand-up instruments. Looks like this is the other one that was there, and it looks like he's supposed to hit them with drumsticks. So I'm assuming there was one little package with little instruments that would cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other sets of instruments. So all in all, really good. Hasbro has delivered it. So, again, the figures themselves, I mean, they look okay. They're very plain as is. So, mission accomplished. They're plain characters, but I love the Cantina Band. And yes, I do think there's a vintage collection version, separate, but the box set thing, these are kind of fun. I did not get some of them. There's a few new ones that I've decided not to get. This is pretty much going to probably be my last troop builder, because it's not really troops, it's just the band. There it is. So unless they do a Max Rebo. If they do a Max Rebo and Size Noodles and Droopy McCool and some of those other characters, I might consider that. So what I'm really hoping is that they do that in a retro style. I would totally buy a new retro figure for Max and his whole gang. So thank you so much for watching. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, notification, hit the bell, up. And check out other channels and other content on the Red 5 Network. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, and hopefully we'll be able to get those Boba Fett retro figures in soon. Until then, or until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you. Play the same song. Same song. Here we go.